Welcome to Spoiled Vision Movie Recaps. Today, we delve into the 2017 drama film Gifted. Spoilers ahead. Frank Adler is seen preparing his niece Mary for school, promising her a special breakfast. However, he playfully reveals a box of Kellogg's cereal marked special, much to Mary's disappointment. At the bus stand, Roberta, Frank's neighbor, expresses concern about Mary attending school, fearing something might happen to her. Frank appears nervous. Mary reluctantly heads to school, where she displays disdain for the simple math questions posed by her teacher, Bonnie. As the questions become more complex, Mary hesitates momentarily, but ultimately answers correctly using the Jacko-Trachtenberg method. Bonnie, intrigued, discusses Mary's abilities with Frank, who dismisses it as a simple method. Frank, working on a boat, takes Mary for a test drive, emphasizing her mother's desire for her to make friends. Mary introduces her monocular cat, Fred, to her classmates, sharing that she found him in the trash and rescued him. Despite her casual attitude, Mary's bond with Bonnie deepens, and Bonnie assigns her additional homework due to her quick work pace. Mary and Bonnie form a strong bond in class, and Bonnie, intrigued by the Adler family, researches Frank Adler. However, her search proves unfruitful. She then explores details about Frank's sister, Diane Adler, a child prodigy in mathematics who tragically ended her life at 27, leaving behind Mary. Bonnie meets Frank at their local bar, Ferg, and he opens up about Diane's unexpected visit and tragic fate. Frank recounts the night Diane arrived with baby Mary, revealing his regret about not realizing Diane's state. Bonnie inquires about other family members, and Frank mentions Mary's biological father's abandonment and his strict British mother. On the bus to school, Mary notices a classmate with an impressive project, feeling concerned about her own. When bullies target the boy and ruin his project, Mary intervenes, hitting the bully with a book. Frank, passing by, checks on Mary, and the principal, Davis, addresses the incident. Despite expressing pride in Mary's actions, Frank declines the offer for Mary to attend the Oaks Academy for Gifted Education, citing financial concerns. Bonnie questions Frank's decision, and he admits uncertainty. Mary apologizes to her classmates for her behavior and, along with the class, applauds Justin, the boy with the zoo project, declaring it the best. Upon arriving home, Frank and Mary find Evelyn, her grandmother, waiting with a fancy laptop and an advanced algebra book. Unimpressed, Mary reveals she has already covered the material and is now studying differential equations. Evelyn expresses dissatisfaction with Frank's living conditions and warns of involving authorities. Over lunch, Evelyn asserts her concern for Mary's environment, hinting at legal action. Frank and Mary spend time together discussing faith, with Frank respecting Mary's perspective. Mary mentions Roberta, emphasizing Roberta's faith and love. In court, Roberta supports Frank's custody bid against Evelyn's intentions to take Mary to Massachusetts. Frank requests Roberta to watch Mary overnight, and they share a joyful evening. Frank and Bonnie meet at a bar, where Bonnie clarifies she didn't leak information to Davis. Despite financial concerns, Bonnie and Frank grow closer and eventually spend the night together. Mary discovers Bonnie sneaking out of Frank's room, leading to frustration and a temporary rift. Frank apologizes, and they reconcile. Frank faces criticism from Roberta, discovering that Mary will spend 2 days in Boston with her grandmother. In Boston, Mary explores family photos, learning more about her mother and grandmother. Meanwhile, Bonnie and Frank's relationship deepens, and Evelyn introduces Mary to the 7 millennium problems during a visit to the university. Mary is shown a picture of Grigori Perelman, known for his work on the Poincaré conjecture. Evelyn reminisces about how Diane could have been honored if she had completed solving the Navier-Stokes equation. Mary expresses her desire to be featured on the wall someday. Professor Shankland hands Mary a challenging equation, and when she notices an error, corrects it and successfully solves the problem, leaving Shankland overwhelmed. Back home, Mary tells Frank that despite Evelyn being nice, she doesn't want to live with her. Frank reassures her that she won't go anywhere. Mary meets a social worker, Pat, and speaks positively about Frank, mentioning their shared activities like watching Ultimate Fighting and emphasizing Frank's genuine care for her. Mary's biological father seeks custody. But during the court proceedings, he is embarrassed for not knowing Mary's middle name or having seen her. Frank wins the court battle. Mary, upset that her father doesn't visit, cries while locked in her room. Frank, Mary, and Roberta later celebrate the birth of a baby boy at the hospital, and Frank shares the joyous memory of Mary's birth. During Evelyn's court testimony, Frank's attorney questions her restrictive approach to Diane's life, citing Diane's attempt at self-harm in 1999. Frank testifies about his freelance work as a boat repairman. The court delves into Diane's past, highlighting her relationship with Paul and Evelyn's actions leading to Diane's struggles. Despite Evelyn's insistence that she tried to be a good mother, the court explores the impact of Evelyn's decisions on Diane's life. During the court proceedings, Evelyn's attorney raises concerns about Mary's healthcare, education, and overall life. Frank insists on Mary living a normal life. The attorney highlights Mary's school incident and Frank's past altercation, framing it as a potential risk. Frank admits to the past incident but emphasizes it was self-defense. Later, Frank's attorney suggests a temporary foster arrangement for Mary until she turns 12 and can make decisions about her living situation in court. Feeling cornered, Frank reluctantly sends Mary to a foster family in Tampa, with the understanding that he and Evelyn will have visiting rights. Mary, upset and desperate, begs Frank not to leave her alone, reminding him of his promise. Frank and Roberta mourn Mary's absence. Frank confides in Bonnie, expressing regret over considering child services and blaming himself for the situation. Despite efforts to visit Mary, Frank is told she doesn't want to see him. Heartbroken, he seeks comfort from Roberta. Bonnie, noticing Fred's picture on an adoptable pets poster, alerts Frank, who rushes to animal services and rescues Fred along with 2 other cats. Evelyn, who initially put Fred up for adoption, realizes her mistake. Frank and Roberta present evidence to Evelyn, proving that Diane did complete the Navier-Stokes equation, and Evelyn suppressed her wishes. Frank and Mary reconcile, and they happily reunite with Roberta. Evelyn, looking at tear-stained notes, contacts MIT and Shankland, expressing remorse. Mary attends university, and Frank, picking her up, hands her a book by René Descartes about existence. They share a light-hearted moment, and Frank drops her off at the park, where she joins other Girl Scouts, playing happily. Frank smiles warmly at Bonnie in the distance. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification for more movie recaps.